Good evening, everyone. This is Kama with the online talk show Pursuing Your Passion, and we are live, and we are also live on kamaspeaksradio.com. And I want to introduce my guest, who is a choir director, an artist, musician, Ty Snow. Thank you so much with Xtreme Purpose for being on my show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be online on air. This is the first time for this, so I'm super excited, kind of nervous, but it's going to have a great time today.
All right. Well, don't be nervous, because when you're nervous, I'm nervous. So don't be nervous.
All right.
All right. I want you to let the audience know a little bit about who you are and exactly what you do.
My name is Ty Snow. I'm a choir director, singer, writer, arranger. I've been doing this for almost over 25 years now. I started directing choirs at the age of 8 years old. My first choir had 75 members in it. It was a youth choir, and I was an 8-year-old choir director. So God gave me the gift, and I've been using it ever since. And I've sang with quite a few different artists, gospel artists, and done studio work, and done quite a lot of different things. I'm really excited, and I love doing gospel. I love directing choirs. I love singing.
Well, let's start off. You said you started at 8 years old directing a choir. What was your thoughts at 8 years old, and what made you so bold to do that, to jump up in front of a choir of 75 at 8 years old to direct?
Well, my mother was the pianist, and my dad was the organist. Go figure. So they were the musicians in the family, so I happened to get the singing gift and the choir directing gift. My mother would say, I came out directing choirs, loving choir music, and a choir album would come on. I would wave my hands and do that like I was a director, and it just was natural. It was something that came naturally to me, and so as a result, we had a youth choir that was a youth choir / usher board called the Quarter Notes when I was a member of St. Thomas Missionary Baptist Church as a kid, and I was the choir director and on the usher board. So we would usher, go on the choir stand, sing our 2 songs, and go back down and collect the offering. That's what we were trying to do, and that's how we did it. And we've directing choirs ever since.
Oh, wow. So you've been strong ever since you were 8 years old, directing choirs, correct?
Correct, definitely. That's the gifting, among other gifts that God has given me, but that's my musical gift, and I thank God for it, absolutely.
And you're also writing. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing and rearranging songs probably, I would say, since maybe 13, 14, 15. I could hear a song, or I like putting 2 songs together or rearranging songs to get what I wanted out of them. I'm very creative and eclectic, so the way songs are normally written, I like to rearrange them to what I want to do. And if I don't like the song, I make up words on the spot. So I'll rewrite the whole song to what I want it to be like. So yeah, I've been writing for quite a while, and it's just recently that some of the songs that I've written, I'm really starting to use.
You said you're about to use what? I'm sorry?
I said some of the songs just now that I've recently been writing am I currently using in a bigger musical facet with my choir, Xtreme Purpose.
Okay, and I heard you at the Southern California Gospel Awards, and you definitely caught my eye because the song that you guys sung, I don't know the name of it, but I know it was about the blood, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
Correct.
And you guys it was so different, and I loved it because it was not your traditional traditional song, and that's why I like to talk to people such as yourself, because you're doing something a little different than other people. Now you have your group Xtreme Purpose. How did that come about?
Xtreme Purpose was birthed out of a lot of the people who've been with me over the years, and I've had different choirs, Inspirational Voices of Praise. I used to direct the Quarter Notes. I worked with so many church choirs over my span of 25 years, and some people have just stuck to me like glue. If I'm there, they're there. If I'm left, they're left. If I'm right, they're right. And a lot of people have joined me over the years, and Xtreme Purpose came out of people who were extremely hurt. A lot of people have gone through a lot of pain in churches, pain in choirs, pain in their musical gifts. And so God gave me the song The Blood at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning 4 years ago. Because normally the songs that I write, I always write up-tempo songs. And I'm a Ricky Dillard fan. So I like the up-tempo choir pumping songs. And God woke me up and gave me the words to The Blood. And it was such a moving experience that I said, God, like, I need a group to sing it. So since I need a group to sing the blood, I put a group together of singers who I've known throughout my career, who have followed me and stayed with me, who also have been through some extreme situations and outbirthed Xtreme Purpose.
Wow. So Xtreme Purpose, you're dealing, again, we're still on the same length, trying to a wavelength, trying to help out other people. What are some things that some people, and I'm not looking for names or exact situations, but what are some things that people have dealt with, especially in the church, that you've come across? Because I know a lot of people that's been in the church and they were hurting and they left, rather than using that, like you're using this, to help overcome and show God's glory that he can still push through. So what are some things that, you know, maybe something common that somebody is dealing with where you've been able to help them, you know, kind of get over that or get through that through your music?
Well, I think a lot of times, a lot of things I've come across is when you're a minstrel or you're a Levite and you have a musical gift and you're always pouring out yourself into someone, sometimes you get taken advantage of. And
Yes.
since people in a lot of not in the churches, in any genre, if you're gifted, people want the gift, but they don't want the person. So when you suck all the gift out of you, the person is drained. And you pour nothing back into the person. So a lot of people in my choir have been singers, choir directors, musicians, lead singers. They've been coordinators. They've been musical directors, ministers of music. And they've given and given and given. But once the gift was done, the person who may have been in charge or connected to someone in charge threw them away.
Yes.
So like everything you did was what you just wanted. You wanted what I could do, not who I was.
Right.
And common thread amongst most of the members of Xtreme Purpose, because everyone in my group, I'm so blessed, are so talented. I have so many individual artists in their own rights that sing with me that have similar stories, that they were in charge of this, or they sang for this, or they were faithful to the end. And at the end, they were destroyed, talked about, ridiculed, or cast aside.
Wow.
So that's the big tie from all of Xtreme Purpose. We sat and cried together. We've helped each other through medical problems, financial issues. People have been homeless in the choir. We've had people who've been abused, neglected. It's been some serious issues, but what brought us all together was the love of Christ and the love of music.
Beautiful.
So we came together, I said, let's do the blood. And we started singing the blood. I wrote it. I got some people together, and we sang it, put it together, and it was like, here it is. And now, 4 years later, it's about to be the single on my album. We did it on a TV show. It was like, God, okay, Lord, you're really doing this really quick.
Right.
So it was a healing that the blood did for a lot of people when we sang the song, because there's so much power in the blood of Jesus. And we need to go back to the blood of Jesus. And that's what I think we've strayed away from. We have all the hoopla, the gimmicks, and the cliches. But at the end of the day, God went to Calvary and shed his blood for our sins.
Right.
Not our gifts, not our friends, not our degrees, but the blood is what washed away our sins. So that's why this song is so powerful. I think it's going to reach the nations, because we just got to go back to the blood. That's it.
Yes, yes. Wow. That's powerful just in itself. And with some of the people that you have in your group, are you looking to, and I don't know if you have, are you a producer? Are you looking to maybe produce some of the people in your group, or are you looking to just stick with Ty Snow and Xtreme Purpose?
Well, it's kind of crazy because of how connected I am to so many people. People call me for references. Okay. I need a singer for this. I need a musician for this. I need a choir for this. So I've always been the octopus to send everybody out to the masses to use their gifts. So I've thought about producing, and that would be something I probably get into later. But right now, I'm so focused on sculpting Xtreme Purpose to be that group that stands out different in the world. I've always been surrounded with true singers. So singing never was the issue. It was the format and the venue to get the word out is what I was concerned about. And what happened after the music stops. Because after the music stops, that's when you make the difference. Right. So if you're thinking about the blood and how the blood has delivered you, you have to live a delivered life according to what you sing, or the song has no power.
Right. Very true.
So producing would be something I would look into because I have a plethora of singers. I could have gold albums from here to heaven comes.
Right.
Producing my singers. And they probably would let me produce them because they trust me. And I'm so
Right.
honored they do put that trust in me because truth be told, I have people in my choir who can sing circles around me. I can sit there and say, go for it. And I sit there and watch and clap. But there's something about me that they're drawn to that they stay connected.
Yes. Well, I want to first of all tell you congratulations on being on Fix My Choir. I know it's not airing as of yet, and you were able to, I guess, pass that casting portion, and your part has been taped, something you had spoke about. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and that experience and what to look for and when to look for you?
Fix My Choir. It's a reality show that stars Dietrich Haddon, and Michelle Williams. Hi, Michelle. And they're going around helping choirs be better choirs, help our personal issues, our musical issues, because they're giants in the industry, and they have the expertise to help us people who are trying to get to that area do it. It was a very it's very powerful. It's very powerful because people have a perception, as I did before I taped the reality show, that it's all fake.
Yes.
It's all fixed. It's not genuine. But having lived it, it's very genuine. And it was very powerful. It took me to places and my choir to places that we thought we never would have to go to. And it shows that even though we're a choir, even though we're Christians, we're still people.
Yes.
And just because we love the Lord, and just because we sing about the love of Jesus, and we try to spread the good news, we're still people. And we have everyday issues, everyday problems. We have tongues that are sharp. We have struggles that we have battles that we succumb to. And so we're real people. And in our episode on Fix My Choir, which airs in November, when you watch our episode, you're going to see real people dealing with real conflict and real issues and battling a real devil.
Yes. Yes.
But then, God's going to get the glory.
Amen.
That's what it was about, and I'm so thankful and honored to have me and my choir selected for this adventure, because it was an adventure. Oh, yes, it was. It was a roller coaster all the way through. And when people watch it, watch out for us, because I told my mom all the time, my mother's my biggest critic and my biggest fan. I said, Mommy, when you watch it, you're either going to love your son or you're going to hate your son. It ain't going to be no middle.
Oh, wow.
It was so powerful. And I'm a naturally emotional person just because of the way I am. And I cried the whole week. Like, it was a draining, spiritual, emotional. See my choir members go through this with me, but we came out as pure gold. We went through the fire. We don't smell like smoke now.
Right now.
But then it was a little charcoal going on. But we are really good and we're better, and it made me a better leader. Beautiful. It made me a better leader. And I'm so thankful for Dietrich and Michelle for taking the time to work with us and teach us and mold us. And now we're much further along than we were when we started. So watch the show, Fix My Choir. I'm telling you, whoo! Y'all think Housewives of Atlanta got it? Y'all think Bad Girls Club is it? And y'all think Love and Hip Hop is it? You better watch Fix My Choir. We bringing it.
I can't wait.
Definitely.
I can't wait, because as you were talking, you said something that people don't understand. Us as Christians, we are still flesh. So people expect perfection out of us when we don't have it. And then when we're not perfect, they point the fingers. Well, I thought you were saved. I thought you were a Christian. You're not supposed to get mad. You're not supposed to do this. You know, and it's like, we have emotions too. I don't live this fake life as if everything is all together for me at all times. I go through the fire, and I'm able to encourage people, to let people know that regardless what others may think. Yes, I do go through. I mean, how else am I going to learn if I don't go through? I can't help somebody if my life is so perfect. So
Absolutely.
I have to go through. So I'm excited about it. You
We
got me
showed the real.
on fire.
We showed the real. I have real people in my choir, and the first day they was like, "Yeah, for I'm like, we left reality show a long time ago. You in the real world right now. Get ready." Because it was coming full barrels. But it was a good cleansing, and so a lot of stuff was at the root was pulled up.
Okay.
And I was able to look at myself and work on me. Because as Christians, we are good at pointing the finger. That's what your problem is. This is what you do. You need to fix, you need to fix this. I couldn't blame nobody else for what I have done. So, and since Xtreme Purpose is my baby and I'm their leader, they're a reflection of me. So I can take ownership of what was wrong with the choir as the leader. And as a result, it made me a better leader, and I regained their respect back from them as their leader. And it was a great experience. I wouldn't trade nothing from it at all. Nothing. I know God will definitely get the glory out of it. It's going to be rough when they watch it. It's going to make you cringe as Christians, because we never want to see the real or the harsh or the mean or the grouchy or the crackness of life.
Yes.
We just want everybody to be peaches and cream, roses and candy drops. That's not life. In this life, you're going to be tested.
That's
you have to work out your own soul salvation. The road's not going to be easy.
Right.
And that's what we get the real deal.
Wow. Yeah, I direct a gospel play, and the producer and I, we always talk because he's out in the Midwest and I'm here, of course, on the West Coast. And we go through some stuff, and we always say we should have a reality show. The things that we go through, people probably would not even imagine or believe some of the things that we have gone through, but it's made us stronger as a group, stronger as a people. They've seen a side of me that it was just like, who are you? You know, but the Lord had to work on me. I had never directed before, so I didn't know what I was doing. I hadn't been a leader over a big group like this before, but it's been helping me, you know, to be a better me. And now they're able to come to me. They can talk to me. I'm like their mother. They're my babies too. So they call me Mama Kama because they know that I'll be there for them, you know, through whatever I can. And I'm real and I'm honest. And yeah, it gets ugly because they know show days, I don't play. You know, it's a certain way, but I'm teaching them to take that with them wherever they go, because if it's not the play, it's something else. But we still have to remember who's the head of our lives at the same time. But we're going to go through, we're going to be tested. It's just part of life. And I think if we had cameras following us around, we probably would be having season after season after season because it's just been so much. But how was it having cameras? Were they following you guys around, or just knowing that cameras were there? Or was it after a while it was just like?
Well, they have cameras everywhere. We were mic'd. Everybody was mic'd. There's mics everywhere. And it's crazy because you actually forget the cameras and the mics are there.
Mm-hmm.
You do. You forget, because when you're living life in the moment,
yes,
you have to react in the moment. You can't say, oh, the camera, I won't say that. When you're in the moment, you have to live through the moment. And we had lots of moments that you would have thought we did not know. I knew the cameras were there, but we had no idea. People had forgot about cameras, mics. It was like, I need to talk to you. I need you to get this together.
Right.
Because y'all, it was people's lives that were affected.
Right.
We're doing stuff. We're talking about real things, and it has to be right. So it wasn't even like, well, I'm gonna say now the camera's on. I'm gonna say now the camera on. It wasn't that. It was what's let's get it cracking. What it is. And it was. Oh, it's gonna come off real rough up and through there. Like my mom said, up and through there. It's gonna be kind of rough. But God definitely got the glory. I think my choir members have a deeper understanding of why I love so hard. Watching them go through, watching people pour their heart out, it made me understand why I tell my choir, I'm their mother, I'm their fire, I'm the lawyer, I'm the doctor, I'm the professional banker, I'm the counselor, I'm the cook, I'm the hotel, I'm the driver, I'm everything to my choir members. And that's just whatever I had on at the time. But then they understood afterward how much love I had for them, and why I cry and I pull for so much, because I love them so much and I don't want them to hurt.
Yes.
So you put it all on your shoulders because you don't want them to bear it. But then when it gets too much, you need somebody to take the load off.
Right. And that's the thing about, and that's the thing about leadership, is that people have to understand. Sometimes people don't understand that as a leader, you're not just dealing with one person.
Right.
More than likely. You're dealing with several people. You're dealing with several different attitudes, several different personalities. It's just so much, and you have to bear that. And then you have to understand how, when one person comes in your ear and say, well, I don't like the way this is done, and yada, 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 and then somebody else is coming to your ear about something else about how they don't like it, then you have somebody that's asking some questions that you may not want to get to right now. You have to balance that, you know, and they sometimes don't understand. It's like we're trying to get our attitudes together, trying to make sure, but you got to understand that when you do things, that it's in a loving way, and it's nothing to lash out or be mean, but it's just that we want things done decently and in order. And it's nothing against that purpose. I mean, that person, you know, just against that person. So you being a leader overall with Xtreme Purpose and what you're doing, what is your overall feeling of being able to be blessed with this purpose from the Lord that has given you this role? Because everybody is not able. People want to do it, but it's not for everybody. So what is your overall take on what God has given you in Xtreme Purpose?
I think because of some of the things I've been through in my life, some real hard situations and some ups and downs with family and all kinds of different things, I think God has given me Xtreme Purpose to build a haven of safety for people. I have a lot of people in my choir who don't even go to church.
Wow.
Only sing in my choir. Who have been so hurt by church or seen so much in church that they won't go back. But they will sing in the choir faithfully with me, because that's where they get their spirituality. That's where they get their praise. That's where they get worship. That's where they get their camaraderie from. It's from Xtreme Purpose. So it's like Xtreme Purpose is like a church in a church.
Yeah.
Because we have chaplains in our choir. We have people that do special events. We have people who have different job connects. We have all kinds of people that do. We have realtors. We have celebrities in our choir. We have people that work for children. We have people that sell cars. We have people that all type of things. Whatever you need, have a question about, or need to work around in, you can get it in Xtreme Purpose. So it's like a big extended church family. And I think God's given that to me for people to have a refuge to run to.
Yes.
Because churches have run people away with foolishness. A lot of pastors who say they love people only love what they can do for the pastor, but you don't really break their heart.
Right.
When you break someone's heart, it's hard to unbreak it.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So that's what I think God's given me Xtreme Purpose for, and I cherish it, and it's my baby. Yes. And I would anything to protect it and protect those involved. And a lot of times, too, with them being under me, sometimes I have to let go of some things so I'm going to be effective with them.
Yes.
So I've had to think about a lot of things in my life so I can be the example and the leader they need me to be, which has caused me to sacrifice a lot more in my own personal life. Because it's kind of crazy stuff I could do and want to do, but I'm thinking back in my head, how would it affect my babies?
Right.
Affect my musicians? How would it affect my leaders that are in the choir? Because they're looking at me to make the right decisions.
Right.
Even right now, the show doesn't air till November, but as a result of the show, we have to sing a Universal City Walk. We got to sing at Magic Mountain. We have a Disneyland gig coming up. The opening, we won that Choir of the Year, which was so crazy.
Yes.
From that was, God is opening doors as a result of me being faithful and all of us being dedicated to the work.
Yes.
And going through the process. So I think it's what God has us for. If a lot of people in my choir have been so hurt and cast away, they don't trust anybody. I've had some choir members who have told me, I will only sing for you.
Wow.
Period. And these people who can sing for anybody they want to. I will sing with you. I will only sing in your choir. These people have been with me 10, 12 years.
Wow.
So I'm honored and I'm humbled because of the song we used to sing with a choir called Renee Spearman and Prosperity. I used to sing with them years ago, and she wrote a song called You Could Have Chose Someone Else. Think about that. They could have chose anyone else to follow, but they choose to follow me. So I don't take that lightly. So that's why I think God is giving me extreme purpose and is elevating it to the level where it is. So the people who have the gifts, who people have overlooked, now can be looked at.
That's wonderful. It's a blessing. You'd be surprised if you're not, what God will do with the people, even the ones that don't feel like they want to go to a church. Sometimes it takes that one person to change their mind and show that just because that one particular church is one way, everybody's not like that. You know, we've been able to pull people in my play that's been saved. Some people, that got saved, and people that are going to church now because they see something. And that's the thing that people need to understand with that realness of who we are as Christians. When you show the real side of you, of who people are, not what people and what the world may say, or those that were hurt and ran out the church and will never touch anything in church, but when you're able to be that light, that example, to show that everybody's not the same, God continues to reward you and bless you, because everybody's not going to go to church through the church doors. And too many people are staying within the church doors and forgetting to outreach. They're forgetting that there are things such as your musical talent that God has given you. Through my play, I sell real estate. I'm able to help people. Through my talk show, I'm able to help people. I'm going outside of the church doors to be able to affect other people, because being a saved woman, being in the church, doing something like this, it's not easy. And I know there's going to be some things that I'm going to encounter, because I'm trying to take this to another level. I eventually want this to be on TV. But I want to always remain humble and let people know that I come from the church. I come out the church. And if you have to go through me and deal with me for a little while before God places you, then so be it. But we have to get out those walls in order for us to do so. So, my hat's off to you. I'm going to continue to pray that God continues to bless you and everything that you guys do. But I want you, before I let you go, how do people get in contact with you? I know you have a manager, so what's the information so that they can book you if they need to, or find out more information on where you're going to be next?
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring on my assistant who handles all of my business, because I can direct, I can write, I can sing, but you don't want to book nothing with me because I have you at the church at the wrong date, at the wrong time. So come on here. I'm going to bring on this is my personal assistant. Can you see her, world?
Yes.
This is my cousin and my business manager, and she does everything. So you talk to her, because she can tell you how to book us, and who to call, and who to text, and who to email, and Homer pigeon, string and cup.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
How are you?
What's your question? I didn't hear your question.
I was saying, well, how can we get in contact with you guys so that if someone wants to book Xtreme Purpose or find out more information, how can they contact you?
Mostly by my number would probably be the best. My phone number is 626-644-5079. We can also be reached on Facebook, Ty Snow and Xtreme Purpose. And there's also an email, which is XP for Christ, XP the number 4 Christ @gmail.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Be good at that.
Thank you.
I the wrong email, the wrong phone number. They've been calling Mississippi something.
When I met you, the first thing you said, you got to talk to my manager. She does all that, so I understand.
I don't do none of that. I wave my hands and make them shout. That's what I'm good at. Definitely. So.
I appreciate you so much for being on my show. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be on here, and I'm excited to listen to actually watch, and hopefully you'll be able to be on my show. By November, I'm looking to do some traveling where I'll be going to do some on-location type interviews. So maybe we can meet face to face, maybe like right after it airs, so that I can talk to you about your response. I think that would be great, and I would love to be able to, and I'll talk to Danita, be able to sit with you and your choir as a whole and talk to you guys further about the show, if that'll be okay.
That would be so awesome. I'm so honored, and thank you so much for having me on your show. This is new to me. I'm just like rolling with the flow, just for you to ask and even consider me in my choir. I'm so humbled and honored. And I just look at God like God is moving, and God is using you and your radio show and your online show to interview people and help us get the word out about Christ. Because at the end of the day, it's about Christ.
Yes.
So thank you, and keep in contact with us. Watch out for Ty Snow and Xtreme Purpose. We're gonna work on the album right now and the TV show, and we're doing concerts. Come check us out on Facebook, Ty Snow and Xtreme Purpose.
All right, I've already liked your page, so I definitely will be catching up. And as I see you guys moving, I'll repost it on all my pages so that people can know where you guys are and what you're doing. I'll be looking out for that album. I will be purchasing that as well. So I will be watching. You definitely caught a fan from me. So I will be in touch. Again, thank you so much. Keep moving. This is probably the first of many interviews that you will have, I'm sure. I know with what you have, God's definitely going to bless you. And for those that are watching, if you want to get in contact with me, you can go to commaspeaks.com. If you're looking to be a guest on my show, or if you're looking for any type of speaker, I speak on entrepreneurship, real estate, and also on domestic violence. I'm working on a documentary, trying to get some things together on that, so stay tuned. You can visit me on any social network under Comma Speaks, and my information will be above. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, no matter what you do in life, always pursue your passion. Good night.
Good night.